So for those of you out there, I like Jameson and Ginger, so that'll be my thing. I'm Leigh, James's younger brother. I want to thank everyone for being here. This might be a little long, but I promise you it's pretty good. I want to start off by saying how absolutely stunning the bride was. James, you look awesome. To the bridesmaids, you guys are beautiful. To the groomsmen, I know you guys wanted to look really handsome today, so you all obviously copied what I'm wearing. First joke. I'm honored to be the best man. I know there are some rules of being the best man, which I made up. Rule number 1, make sure he's not drunk for the ceremony. Rule number 2, make sure I'm not drunk to forget rule number 1. And rule number 3, make him look his best before he gets out there. Sorry, I did the best I could. James, you have always treated me well growing up, and someone who I admire. I literally wanted to be exactly like James. Like, people don't know, I really did want to be like him so much that he would get mad. See, we shared a room growing up together, and I would stay up at night, like, as late as I could just so I could talk to him. And we did this thing where, we haven't talked about it since, but for one random reason, we every now and then we'd give each other a back massage before bed. And he's like, well, I'll give you one first, and you give me one second. I'm like, all right. And then he always fell asleep. And I later came to the realization that he was faking it just so I'd stop talking to him. Yeah. He's a great older brother, and for that, I won't tell any embarrassing stories. Unless, of course, I had a drink, which I did. And you all want me to. As my older brother, he's taught me many life lessons, like to appreciate the property of others. Like that time we were at Craig's house, and you guys were in 6th grade, and I was in 3rd. And we stole Craig's older brother's VHS tape. Do you guys remember what that tape was? Pam Anderson and barbed wire. I never spoke of it until today. Don't forget it. Another life lesson. Truth. Always tell the truth. Like that time you told Dad you were going over to a friend's house to hang out. And he came home the next day with sunglasses on. Well, the truth is, your left eyebrow was shaved off. Compliments of that table. And the optimist that my father is, he told you that you had a 50% chance of it never growing back. Another life lesson. Shit happens. Well, if anybody really knows James, I guess I really won't get into that until later. Another life lesson. Dream big. Like after a night of drinking when you try to pee in the toilet. Except it was on Mom's old washer and dryer. Clean it up. Sorry, Mom. Anyway, today's a really special day. James, I'm really happy that you found Aubrey. Aubrey, you're very loving and caring parents. You are a reflection of the job well done. So we're very fortunate and blessed to have become part of the Keenan family. clear about the responsibilities of becoming a comedian. See, when it comes to knowing what you're doing on the dance floor, we Keenans have set the bar very low. So don't do anything stupid like learning how to dance. But James and Aubrey's relationship is truly great. It's one of a kind, everlasting. Want to know the first time that I knew that she was the one and that they were going to last? See, we like to do this thing called floating down the river, where you grab some friends and some rafts and some beers, and you go float down the river. Now everyone has their own raft, except for James and Aubrey. They're in a joint raft, like a figure eight. They're completely connected. So keep in mind that this is literally the second time, I think, probably I ever met Aubrey. So we're a few beers in. He says he has to go to the bathroom. I say, just pee your pants, you know. We're in the river, it'll wash off. And he looks at me with his face. Remember that life lesson I said about shit happens? No one feels like stopping. We slowed down. At one point I turned to James and say, well, you know, what do you want to do? And he already has his pants halfway down, and he's shitting while we're still moving. That's true. And I look over at Aubrey like expecting tears, and she's laughing hysterically. And the sweetheart that she is, she gave him the shirt off her back just to wipe his ass. That's when I thought to myself, this is love. All true. But on a serious note, you guys were meant to be. You have something that is truly unique. Aubrey, you love James for everything he is. You get sick from him just being away for a day. And when he's home, you just curl up on his lap, even when someone else is sick. Now, James, Aubrey has made you a better person. She is why you can. James cares for you deeper than I ever thought he would. He has made you feel comfortable, safe, and loved. So raise your glasses. Because this is just the beginning of the story, with no clear middle or end. But life is about not knowing, having to change, and taking a moment and making the best of it without knowing what's going to happen next. And you guys get to do this together